welcome to come in a little bit if you can't hear because of the music. It was great. They just played Girls Just Want to Have Fun, and it's not quite true. We actually just want to have rights. Thanks very much. Where is my next speaker? Yes.
Hello, everybody. Hello. I'm just going to be super quick, but mine's kind of a story where I'm going to lay it out on the line. I'm a bit embarrassed about what I'm going to tell you, but I think it's important. So basically, about 3 years ago, I was absolutely trans women are women. Trans women in women's sports will make them work harder. Now, my mum is in a same-sex relationship. She is a lesbian. And her partner is very gender non-conforming, like as gender non-conforming as it gets. Like people at school, like, oh, is that your dad? I'm like, no, it's my mum's girlfriend. So I'm used to gender non-conforming women, all of this, and I thought I was a critical thinker. Like my dad has been protesting, so look, I'm mixed race, my dad's been protesting stuff to do with race for how long, my mum's been, we saw footage of her in the BBC protesting in the 70s against stuff, and she's like, things are actually worse now. But I was willing to go against my own mother. Like my mum is my hero. She is the kindest woman you could ever meet. You could punch her in the face and then she would give you the jacket off her back to keep you warm. Like she's amazing. But I was willing to go head to head with my mum, who was trying to explain to me all these different things, like they're in lesbian spaces, they controlling language police. I had an answer for everything, so I had been brainwashed to the nines, the absolute nines. And then one day, I'm a musician, and one day I was on Instagram, and it was something so completely in my head, not related. But I made this comment on Instagram, and someone came along and said, "You're not a woman nor a female." And I'm like, oh. I literally was on my period at that moment. So if I wasn't on my period, I don't know if I would be standing here turfing. Like I went from 0 to 60, like seriously. So this person who I now, with a bit of knowledge, I know it probably wasn't a woman on the other side of this account. But anyway, they said, "You're not a woman nor a female." I really innocently said, "Can you tell that to my uterus? Because it's really troubling me right now." Little did I know, I had literally, that was me, 2 feet over into turfery. I had no idea. So I had 5 or 6 different accounts came and like, "Oh, so you're a turf, do you realise that's really hurtful to trans women?" And I was going in circles trying to work out and explain to them, "Oh no, I'm not, I understand that." And I'd spent about 15 minutes and been called a Nazi. Like, I was coming on here. And everything my mum had been telling me for the last 2 years. So this is what I'm trying to say, is if you've got children that are kind of saying, "Oh, trans women are women and be kind, be kind, be kind," that's what I was saying to my mum. But be kind, mum. Like, my mum is the kindest person on the planet. Anyway, so everything she had said just at 1 minute just went, whoop, and it all just made sense. So I had this moment where I see, when I say peaked, it was Mount Everest peaking. I had all this knowledge suddenly, and I was faced with this choice. Like as a musician, like obviously I want to make it, I want to get as far as I can, I want to get my message out there. Before this I had a very strong female positive message anyway, but I had to make a choice. Am I going to put my name out there with women's rights, or am I going to stand in the background and kind of say, "Oh, I quietly believe, I quietly think this," And I made a decision, I think it was about 2 years ago now, to just outright just go for it. This is what I think, it's reality, like it is literally. When I realise it's language, like where are we going to go if we can't have a conversation where I say my uterus makes me a woman? It's scary. So I decided at that point as a musician, which it was really genuinely scary I thought, this is me shooting myself in the foot, the door is never opening for me from this point. And in actual fact, like I'm not genuinely, it's obviously because of all of the women that have been speaking for the last however many years and put their careers on the line and all the rest of it, that in actual fact, since it's not been that scary. And I'm very public facing, like I sing in the streets every single day. I'm out in the streets, I wear my t-shirts, I'm very publicly doing what I do. And thanks to the women before us, they've made it, the atmosphere is so much different than when, sort of 4 years ago, when people were coming forward and were losing their jobs and all the rest of it. I'm in a position where I can't be fired. And I kind of looked at what I do and thought, no one can stop me singing in the streets, so I'm going to use my voice. And I just think, like, I was thinking, oh, maybe there's nothing I can say that hasn't been said before, but you have no idea who's listening to you. And you might say something in a word, just worded in a way that somebody goes, huh, and then they'll speak to another person, and they'll speak to another. Like, literally, I wrote a song for J.K. Rowling, which she liked the other day, and I almost passed out. Genuinely almost passed out. But this song is called "I Am Woman," and if you listen to it, there is nothing transphobic in it, right? There's nothing. But people were getting told for retweeting it, "Oh, this is disgusting, this is transphobic, blah, blah." But it's so subtle that I actually got it on ITV News. So they were trying to ban busking, and I was like, "Can I sing one of my own songs?" And they were like, yeah. So they used it as the intro and everything. So I've managed to get my transphobic song out onto the news. So I just think, like, that atmosphere is not the same as it was. And I think those guys over there trying to make a hell of a lot of noise, all they're doing is beefing us up. The more noise they make, the more noise I make. Like literally, that's all it's going to do. Our numbers can only grow. We can only grow in numbers. Like I was one of them 3 years ago, and now look what I'm doing. I am everywhere I go. I shout about it. I like to think that I've peaked a few people. So our numbers can only grow. That is literally everyone is a turf in time. Give them time till it comes and bites them on the arse, and then they will be on our side. So I just want to say, the more noise they make, the more noise we will make. Make more noise!